Lisa from Crafty Wytch Kreations, and I'm here to do a little bit of a craft with me session. What we're going to be doing today is working on a swap item for alternative junk journals. Let me turn my light. Sorry, the light was like directly in my eyes, and it was not a very comfortable situation. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on the mysterious love letter swap on alternative junk journals. And the prompt is to make 3 altered envelopes. I can do a combination of any of these 3 sizes, so I can do all of one or a mix. But it has to be like a dark gothic theme. It can't be the bright pink, like love letter themes that are going around that are traditional for Valentine's Day. This is supposed to be a darker theme, more of a gothic theme. And so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Dark Botanicals paper pad from Michaels. It's one of the new released hot buys for January. And so I think that's what I'm going to use because I feel like this is very romantic. So I'm going to have to turn it to keep it in frame. Oops, sorry, I hit the... So it's still very romantic with the florals, the color scheme. It does have some pinks like you saw on the front, and we'll get there. It has pinks and purples. It has butterflies. See, there we go. Like, this is the paper that really made me think that this would be great for the mysterious love letters. And I just think that it would be a good dark but romantic theme. So, see, like, that's very romantic but also very dark. It's not what you would traditionally think of as Valentine's Day and like love letters. And then you also have these awesome wood themes. I love this one with the florals and the paisley design. So I'm just gonna flip through the last couple pages. This one I will probably definitely use because of the scroll work. That's very Valentine's Day, but yet very dark at the same time. This one definitely fits that gothic feel. And then the ephemera that they give you is very beautiful. I'll definitely use this one. Some more butterflies, this beautiful marble, some more floral, not floral, foil, and then like this really lush, like quilted design. So this is the set that I'm going to use to make my envelopes. And I think what I'm going to do is, I think instead of, because we were allowed to do either create our own envelopes or alter envelopes you already have. And I think I want to alter envelopes I already have. And I should have pulled these out before I turned on the camera. But yeah, that didn't happen. No, this is a touch smaller. So this is probably no, that's not quite. So I'm thinking to just save time that we're gonna go with all the same size. Sorry guys, I should have done this before I came on. So let me put these away. And I also, if you hear that, I'm gonna go ahead and apologize for my upstairs neighbor's dog. I tried to wait until they were calm and cool and collected, and yeah, obviously that did not happen. They were quiet for a time, and then of course as soon as I turn on the camera, they start up again. I also have this, but I don't know if that's going to really go. It's the Tim Holtz collage paper, but I don't know if that's going to go with the theme, whether that's dark enough. Because I'm thinking like I could overlay it with this as like just a base. And then I could decorate it with some of the paper. So that way all of the envelope, the front of the envelope is covered, even if I don't have a piece of the paper there. And that way I don't have to use as much of my paper to cover the whole thing. So yeah, so I think that'll be the first thing we do. Okay, I like that. Alright, so let's get started. I think the first thing I want to do before I collage this paper on is I do want to distress the edges so that it'll show through the paper a bit. So I think what I'm going to use, since it is a Dark Botanical and it's supposed to be gothic, instead of using my vintage photo like normal, I'm going to use the black soot. So for time's sake, I'm just going to do the one because I have a feeling that I'm only going to have time to do the one in the video. So if I have time, we'll ink those before we start working. Okay. So I don't want to use up all of it. So we're just going to do right there. And I'm just going to tear it. Okay. So, and I'm not going to glue on that. I normally have I have my Tim Holtz glass mat, but I noticed that when I went to try and start filming, that there was a giant light spot right in the middle of the Tim Holtz mat. And try as I might, I cannot get rid of that giant light spot. And I can't not have my light on because unfortunately, where my craft corner is like tucked away in the far corner of the living room, where technically is the dining room section of the apartment, but we've converted it into my craft corner. But there's not a single window next to it. The window is on the opposite side of the apartment, and I originally was on that side of the apartment, but I got my new craft table, and my new craft table wouldn't really fit on that side, so I had to move over here. But that means that I have no windows, so I have no natural light, which means I have to have my lamp on. in order to craft. Okay. So, and we're just going to, I'm not really going to be super concerned with wrinkles, because I actually kind of like how it looks when it wrinkles a little bit. I think it adds to the like vintagey look. Let's see, what time are we at? 14 minutes. Cool. So yeah, so there we go. And I'm going to take off the extra. This may not work because it hasn't finished drying yet. Where is my emery board? I saw this, I think it was the book Vandal, but I'm not sure. So if you know who, if you're the one who like on one of your videos said to do this with tissue paper, please come and correct me. But yeah, like I said, I don't think the black edges didn't show through as much as I wanted it to, and as much as I thought it was going to. I'm not going to put another layer of Mod Podge, or well, DIY, homemade Geneva Mod Podge, because it's pretty much just white glue and water with whatever was left of the Mod Podge that I bought last go around, because Mod Podge is too expensive and I don't use it as a sealant, so I don't need to have the varnish in it. Okay, so cool. So this is going to be the start. I'm trying to decide whether I want to do it on this side too. If I decide to, I'll do that later. Okay, so now we need to decide what we want to do on the front. So I think I really wanted to use, there's one paper, well, that would be pretty. Which one was it? I think it was that one. Yeah. Or, so I'm thinking either this one with the foil butterflies or this one. But I think I like this one. Okay. And so I don't know if this is a brand new thing that the CraftSmart that does the hot buys at Michael's is doing, but apparently they're now adding a perforated edge. I have not seen this in previous hot buys, but that's pretty cool, because now you've got this nice pretty purple strip that I can use somewhere. Okay, so I think what would be really cute is to have like a torn edge pocket. Like, have it right there and then torn all the way up. That edge needs I may need to seal it. Sorry, I just noticed that some of my edges, you know what, I'm just going to put it on the edges to keep the edges from coming off. Sorry, my brain like short-circuited. So I hope everybody's having a good new year. We aren't really doing much different than last year so far. Yeah, it's pretty much just normal everyday stuff. It hadn't really changed, being 2020. So we're just kind of living our lives. Actually, you know what? I don't think, so what I was just thinking, I don't think I want to go all the way to this edge. I think I'm going to go, so I kind of want a little bit of an edge. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, oh, sorry, I don't think I'm all the way in frame. I still don't think I'm all the way in frame. There you go. I think that's better. So maybe about right there to that corner. And then I'm just going to rip it. Okay, and I'm okay that it's a little jagged. I don't mind that because I love like the rustic. And I'm just going to go through, and then this is also why, because I'm going to go through an ink, because there's pretty much not anything that I make that I don't ink. But yeah, I hope everybody is having a good New Year's, a good January. I have been meaning to post videos each week of January, but I've been very sick since the start of the new year. I don't know what is going on, but yeah, I've been having a lot of migraines and just not generally feeling very well. Sorry, there's a glue goober on the tip of my glue. So this is just Aleene's that I have put in a fine line applicator bottle that I found at Hobby Lobby. I think it was in like where you get the like model train sets and stuff, the model cars that you have to build. So because I really like Aleene's, and I wasn't, because I'm sure everybody's like, oh well, you just go get the art glitter glue bottles because they have the fine line. And I considered that, but I really like Aleene's, and I didn't want to spend the money on a whole new brand of glue and then not use the glue. But I wanted like a fine line applicator. So, okay, so there's my pocket. And now we just need, I think I want something here and something here. I know what I'm going to do here because I recently purchased this stamp set. Oh, it's upside down. No? Okay, hold on. Let me take it out so y'all can see it. There we go. I recently purchased this stamp set. Oh, so y'all can see it a little bit better. There we go. From Stamped and Sealed on Etsy. And it is awesome. I have used it in my design team project to make little faux stamps. So there's one that I made using the stamp kit. And there's one that I made using the stamp kit for my design team project for release to the Krafton for Priscilla And so I think that would look really cool, seeing as it's the butterfly theme. And so I think I'm going to use that. Cool. So let's move this out of the way so I don't mess up my nice paper. And I think this is done for. So start on a fresh page. Okay, should I use, thinking just using some of the same paper that I used to make the one on Priscilla's. So this is the paper that I ended up using. It's from a Walmart paper pad, and it's one that when I first started I didn't have distress inks yet, and so or this is my first attempt at distress inks, and I went like super heavy-handed. I had not gotten the knack yet. Let me put my cap on my glue, and we're at 26. Alright, so I'm going to use, see, do I like the big one, or I'm going to use the smaller one. And block. And because it is, I'm just going to use my, actually that's not working, never mind. I was going to just use my black soot, but it's not grabbing very well. So this is just Stampabilities black ink pad from Hobby Lobby. I don't have much fancy tools and things. Sorry, I don't think I was in frame. Okay. Yes, it is like really dark right there, but it's not going to transfer over. And boom. Okay. Clean off my stamp before I put it back on. And then let's see, what do we want in the, so I'm going to use this with my brown. So this is just like a texture stamp, and I learned with, which is it, this one, to not do the texture stamps in the same color that you're going to stamp the focal image. I should have known that, but yeah, we all have. And see, it just kind of gives it a little bit of a texture. I should have done that a second generation stamp, but like I said, I don't always think so. But I'm gonna go put the stamp, the butterfly stamp, like directly there, so it's gonna cover it up. So now it just gives it a little bit of a grunge. Oh, I'm on the right side. And then there's also this one that is like a paint splatter, or like a coffee drops. And this one I kind of cattywampus, and there we go. This one works better as a first generation stamp. And then I do kind of get, because see, the second generations you don't really get. So now it's kind of grunged up a little bit. It kind of has that more of a vintage feel. So now I'm going to use, I used this one and this one on the work for Priscilla. Let's see, that one doesn't really fit. I guess I could put that one sideways. Ooh, I could put it diagonal. I could do a dragonfly. They're butterflies, but who says I can't do a dragonfly? Or I could do, I'm not sure about that one. I really like this one, but this one fits better on the bigger stamp. I think that the dragonfly. Yeah, okay. Just make a decision, Geneva. because we're at 30 minutes. Okay, I have not used this one yet, so I'm gonna do a test stamp. And now and do it diagonally. Boom. Okay, and so this one, because I did a little extra of the texture stamp, the dragonfly is not as clean as, say, on the one I did for Priscilla, the one right here, because that one I didn't do. Sorry guys, my phone cut out because apparently I can only record 31 and like 24 seconds. 31 minutes, 24 seconds. It's very weird. I'm still working on that. I was told that if I bought more storage, like a SIM card, not a SIM card, a SD card for my phone, that it would help, and it's not helping. So what I'm going to do, I have this tracing wheel that I bought from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to put some pretty heavy pressure and go along right there on the edge of where the actual stamp ended. And so now, if you can tell, I have like a little bit of a perforation because I don't have a stamp. Like, I know some people have like scissors or something that will cut like that nice, like, it's not a scallop, but the postage stamp. And I don't have that. I also don't have a die cut machine to do die cuts, so I just use the tracing wheel to perforate it so that I get a bit of a torn edge, and so that I don't accidentally tear into the image. And I think what I'm going to do is kind of similar to how I did it on the release of Kraft, and I think I'm going to back it with something. Do I want fabric? I think fabric would be pretty cool, because I don't think one of the wood designs would probably be pretty cool, like that one maybe. But I think what I'm gonna use, sorry for the noise, is this fabric. I got this at Hobby Lobby, and it's beautiful, and I have been using it. I used it on those other stamps that I did, so this time I'm gonna rip it and just rip that whole edge off. And then I can tear off the binding edge. And then now I get this nice little backing. Not too much, but just enough where it's actually going to pop against the envelope. Okay. And a trick I have learned, I'm not sure if anybody else does this, but you see how like when I tore it, like this edge, and this edge are like really nicely frayed, but this edge that I had actually cut is like really, it's very straight, like the frayed edge isn't fluffy. I've learned that if I do this and I just kind of crinkle it up and then straighten it back out, now that cut edge is softer, more like the ripped edges. Okay, so now I'm going to glue the paper to the stamp, or the paper to the fabric. So I'm not quite sure what to talk about other than just what I'm doing, but then I feel like most of y'all do this, or pretty much all of y'all also do the journals, so y'all can pretty much tell what I'm doing. Y'all don't need me to actually say, like, I'm gluing this. So I don't know what to talk about. What are some suggestions? I need suggestions. What should I talk about? What would you want to hear me talk about? Like, do you want to know, like, my life? Like, what am I doing? Like, outside of YouTube and journals, like, job-wise and life-wise? Do you just want me to just talk about what I'm doing crafty-wise and explain what I'm doing each step of the way? Like, I don't know. I don't know how do y'all do this? Because I'm so, like, I don't know what to do with myself. I feel like I'm being, well, I guess I am being watched. I mean, after the fact, but I'm like, what do I do with myself? Okay, so now I have my stamp, and ooh, idea. Sorry guys, I have this stamp, and I'm thinking doing that like right next to, hold on one second, I'm gonna close up. Excuse me, my DIY Mod Podge before it gets nasty. I know people are like, don't scrub it, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Boom. Okay, I kind of like that. I was worried that it was going to be too much, but it may be too much, but I like it. It kind of gives it that more of an authentic feel. Like it was actually an envelope that got put in the mail. So now I kind of want something right here. I'm going to look really quickly at what we have. I don't think I'm going to be able to use anything in here because I think they're all too big. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could cut out that butterfly right there, but I don't really like that, and that's the only, yeah. So, where are my butterflies in here? Some of them, I had my butterflies in this. Those two. I'll put those back in a second. So that's kind of cute, but I feel like it's kind of getting, it's not especially for you, or so I'm thinking maybe the especially for you, I like the idea of it going here and then being like the tuck. So I know that I want to do that, so let's just work on that real quick, and then we can go back to the pocket on the front, because I may end up just leaving the pocket on the front as it is and just not worrying about it. So I don't think I want to do the paper, like the collage paper on the back, because this is kind of flimsy. I think I want to get it a little bit sturdier. So I'm thinking of taking one of the papers. Ooh, what about this quilted paper? I think that would look cute. Okay, so this quilted paper, and like just so I want it slightly smaller. So I'm going to do it on this side. So what I'm going to do, I don't want it to go edge to edge. For one, I like the idea of the matting. Like the kind of like a, what is that, mini album style matting. But then I have done it edge to edge when I first started, and I had a lot of issues with it like coming off. And so if you don't do it edge to edge, you don't have to worry about it peeling away. That's gonna look cool, just so that I don't have any of the white edge showing, because who wants white edges? Not me. Well, not for this project. There are some projects where I like having the white, but this is not one of them. This is supposed to be like darker, more mysterious. I think I'm gonna put, because I'm just noticing that some of my edges I don't like, I want them darker. On this side. Since this is going to get glued on the back, it doesn't really matter. That. And then with this piece, I'm not going to do it as, I mean, y'all probably realize that, but I'm not going to do like a pocket or anything with this. I could have, so that you could add something here and then also here, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I just want to glue this straight down. Alright, where did the glue bottle go? I'm actually going to use my bigger bottle of Aleene's, since this is a bigger, I'm covering a bigger area. I mostly use my fine line when I'm doing pockets, but when I'm gluing a whole piece down, sorry guys, I have another glue goober. And I closed these up. I don't know why. I'm having goobers. There we go. But well, yeah, when there's a bigger edge or a bigger piece, I like to use. Again, this bottle I got from Hobby Lobby. Most of my stuff is either Hobby Lobby, Michael's, or a digital off of Etsy. Okay, come on. There we go. I had to squirt it out. And just do a little bit of squiggles. So, got a 3-day weekend. I'm kind of excited because it'll be the last break of any kind that I will have until March when I have spring break, because I work with a school, and so we just got back from being off for Christmas. And I think I am going to put something here because I don't really like that. So I think, no, I want that to contrast. Let's do I'm thinking doing the butterflies. In the inside. Okay. Okay, pencil. I'm gonna mark on the I'm gonna mark on this side. So that way it's cut. I don't have to turn it over, because sometimes when you cut and then you turn it over, it's not. I had the issue with that piece, because you see like that right here's got more of an edge than right here. It's because I had it flipped over and drew it on the white and then cut, and then so this part was cut for this side and this part was cut for this side. Shouldn't have an issue with this time. And this will also hopefully, because I'm putting it over the crease and I'm going to basically make a new crease, it should hopefully stabilize it and reinforce it and just make it work a little bit. Okay. So, yeah. And this I'm gonna have to go edge to edge because of the sticky. Because I don't want the sticky part. Alright, so use my big glue. And I guess you could do this in 2 pieces, like if you didn't want to cover the seam, or not the seam, the crease. But like I said, I think having it on the crease will actually make it stronger. So I don't mind it going across the crease. I'll just refold it so that it. Alright, so this is going to be very, I'm going to get glue on my fingers. Now this, I could have done this another way. I could have opened up the entire envelope, like unsealed it, glued this part in, resealed it, and then done this part. But I didn't think about that until just now. So the only problem I'll have with this is I'm going to have to make sure that there's no glue seepage. Because if there is, then my envelope's going to get glued shut. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, I'm going to put a little bit. I don't think I need to cut. That's looking good. Okay. So cool. So I have too much of an edge right there. So now I just need to refold the crease. I'm just being very careful to make sure that it creases in the right spot. Burnish it some. Make sure that none of that came up. Alright. Yes, I may be a perfectionist for fixing that one little spot, but it's me. It's what I do. Okay, so now we've got this part, and we've got the inside with the butterflies. Some of the manila, I guess, or ivory. The envelope, some of the envelope was showing through. So, of course, we can't cover everything else and not cover here. Would it look cute? No, I want it contrasting, but I don't want to use one of the papers that we've already used. I'm thinking one of the like bright pink papers, since I haven't done anything with like there's really no like super pop of color. I'm thinking like one of these pinky. I'm actually thinking this one. I really like this piece, and this just looks very okay, so it says we're almost done. So this just looks very Valentine's Day to me. So what I normally do, and again, yeah, I want to cut it this way, or I want to trace it this way, because if I turn it, like I said, if I turn it around, but this just looks very Valentine's-y, and I think even though it's the dark, oh, why did I put that over there? That stays there, that goes over there. Even though it's supposed to be a dark theme, I still want it to have a little bit of that. Oh, I am totally not. Sorry guys, I'm going to be off camera for just a second because I cannot cut that on camera.